today?
We feel very optimistic. We feel very good where we are. Obviously, nobody expected we're going to be here today. There were a lot of things they said will fizzle out. Logistics will do this and that. But now, they started the campaign before us, but we ended before them. And in some states, in Kaduna State, for instance, we had 3 campaigns in 3 different zones.
Are you able to go around the whole 36 states and FCT?
I said in each one, we even visited like 2-3 times. In Borno State, we visited Borno State. We did like 3 different campaigns. Even in the area that the other 2 cowards have not been able to go. Forgive me. I'm just quoting an instance.
No, but
Najatu,
that word
no,
might be unfair.
Najatu Mohammed
said,
a former campaign director to Tinubu came out publicly to say that Tinubu had no manifesto, had no blueprint for Nigeria or the North. And when she asked him why, he said they will kill him. You can imagine a presidential candidate that is above 70, that has crossed the age of man, who cannot even make a sacrifice for a new Nigeria that he is seeking to govern. He cannot even, he's still afraid of his life, that he has no manifesto. I've always said it from beginning, that he had no manifesto. Has he ever defended anything in any television? Has he been cross-examined? He has said nothing, and he will give nothing if elected. That's not by my words. Najatu Mohammed, former campaign director, he has nothing to offer, and he's not even brave enough.
You don't think that was because she moved out of the party? That was why she was saying all of that?
The question is, why did she move out? Because there is money in APC, and they are willing to throw it around. She moved out because she was beginning to be embarrassed, staying beside a man who, when the national anthem is going on, will raise his 2 hands. And then somebody will caution him to bring down his hands. National anthem is the song that ushers in a president anytime he's coming in, and is the song that takes him out. A candidate that can no longer recognize his conduct when national anthem is on is a candidate that is unfit to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God is giving us all signs for us to know that APC is confused and they are conflagrating. They are just burning up. Confusion between the 3 tiers of government: the local government, the state government, the federal government. You can see state governments rebelling against the federal government. Confusion between the 3 arms of government: the judiciary, the executive. You could see orders of Supreme Court not even interpreted well, not even obeyed. This is a party that has foisted the greatest disorder in this country. And I talk now as a student of management. I was taught that when there is confusion in the corporate level of management, that confusion spreads down to the organization. There is confusion now at the highest level of APC. And that confusion has spread down to the Nigerian people. And Nigerian people are paying for what they don't deserve to pay for. The only solution is very clear. By Saturday, Nigerians should stop being accomplices to this evil structure of corruption, of poverty, of fuel scarcity, of impunity, of illegality, of confusion, of conflagration. They should stop being accomplices to this and vote wisely. Vote for Peter Obi, who has no trace of corruption, who has not been invited even once by any anti-corruption agency, who has discharged himself as the best governor when he was the governor of Anambra State, who has turned the worst security situation, a state where governor is kidnapped and taken to a place and his resignation announced against his consent. That's Anambra State. He took that state and transformed it to be the safest state in Nigeria, with the least poverty rate in Nigeria, with the best road network in Nigeria, with the first in Millennium Development Goal by UNDP. Peter Obi took a worse situation and turned it to the best. According to the presidential candidate of APC, they took a rotten situation and turned it to a bad situation. What have we not seen under APC? May God deliver us on Saturday. May God deliver Nigeria from APC, the incompetent and dishonest party.
I mean, that was the party you belonged to.
Belonged to.
And you,
absolutely.
You campaigned vigorously for the party.
Absolutely. One, because we had two choices, and Atiku Abubakar was not an alternative for me from beginning. I cannot imagine subscribing to vote for a person whose last employer, let me remind you, as long as the Constitution is concerned, the vice president is the sole employee of a sole employer, the president. It is not the duty of the party. It is not the duty of Nigeria to choose the vice president. It is only the duty of the president, one person. And the person that employed Atiku Abubakar told the whole world that this man has propensity for corruption, tendency to disloyalty, lack of transparency, inability to say and stick to the truth at all times, that he has the tendency for poor judgment, and he uses money to buy his way out on all issues. And then the one that gives me goose pimples, readiness to sacrifice morality, integrity, propriety, truth, national interest for self and selfish interest. I cannot, because the people of Nigeria are the employers of the president. I cannot be an employer after reading these qualifications of anybody, and I will employ that person.
But your principal was a vice presidential candidate to the man you're talking about.
And I told you that I wouldn't have ever looked at the way of Peter Obi if he had been a vice president of an Atiku. And I did not and will not.
We're going to a short break. But why does it look, why is it that the APC and the PDP keep dismissing any chance? They say you do not have a chance in this election at all, that Peter Obi cannot even move anywhere close to winning this election.
Very good. It's part of the strategy of campaign. When you know that this is your greatest threat, you want to discourage people by the psychology that your candidate, your preferred candidate, the preferred candidate of all the youths in Nigeria, the preferred candidate of all the workers. You have seen the NLC give instruction to all the employees in Nigeria to vote Peter Obi. You have seen ADC collapse into Peter Obi. You have seen political parties collapse into Peter Obi.
A faction of ADC, though.
However it is. Good. Now, when they are now threatened by a Peter Obi, the only psychology they want to put out there is to tell the followers, in order to dampen their spirit, no, he will not win. No need to go and vote. They should practice that fraud to men of greater vulnerability. We are not vulnerable in our quest for a new Nigeria. We will continue to show them. On Saturday, you will see all the youths that will vote for Peter Obi. When I was coming in here, one young man, Abdul Saad, he knelt down. He was asking me, begging me. He said, Oga, this suffer too much. No food, no water, no light. Please, don't allow these people to come back to this nation.
We'll take a break now, Mr. Okonkwo. And I would like to know probably how you will convince Nigerians tonight, what chances you have, where you think your candidate can win, or what you think will make Nigerians look in the direction of the Labour Party you call the Mama, Papa, Peking symbol on the ballot. And you were trying to dissect the reasons why you think the PDP and APC are dismissing the chances of Peter Obi in this election. Yeah. But if you say Peter Obi has a chance, where, how, by what margin do you think he could win this election?
Peter Obi is the only candidate now that is sure of some geopolitical zones that he has locked up in the kitty.
Like what?
Southeast, South-South. He's going to take almost 50% of Southwest. Obviously, the sentiments of the evangelicals is there on Muslim ticket that is paraded by the religious party APC. APC has reduced itself to a religious party, where the presidential candidate is Muslim, vice presidential candidate Muslim, Senate president, and they are preparing him for the next one, Muslim, Speaker of the House of Representatives, and they are preparing him for the next one, Muslim, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Muslim, National Chairman of the party, Muslim. At a time, the Chief Justice of Nigeria is a Muslim, thereby making APC completely a religious party who wants to take over the executive, the legislative, and the judicial functions of Nigeria. That's against all the constitutional provisions on federal character, recognizing our diversity, ensuring that the conduct of the affairs of any government and the composition of the government should reflect our federal character. Peter Obi in the North Central, you already know that incumbent governors, you know, when they say some candidates of Labour is moving to other places, incumbents are the one moving to us. You heard when Governor Samuel Ortom explicitly said it, that Peter Obi, even at the cost of his own senatorial ambition, I've never seen anything like that, is the best that will happen to this country. That's North Central. Are you going to Northeast?
That's one state in North Central.
Oh, yes. Oh, you forgot. I didn't want to. You have Benue, you have Plateau, you have all the North Central, Kogi, Kwara. We are sure to get half of the population there. Like I said, you will not rule out the sentiment
what are
of
the factors?
Christians.
What are the factors you think will give you almost 50% in this state in the North Central?
Because APC has converted itself to a religious party. And people with sentiments against religious party. It's not against Islam.
So you also are using your religious sentiments?
No.
To come
they
for,
are the ones
votes.
that, why I resigned from APC is because of the same Fed ticket. I would have done the same if they had used Christians to do that. So the issue here is turning any party to a religious party is against our constitution. Section 222E of the constitution made it illegal. You cannot make any party to have a symbol of a religious party.
But is it also good to use religion to campaign in this election?
No, you use the constitution, you use the laws. Section 15, subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3D, subsection 4 condemns the same thing. That section is talking about participation, involvement, integration of people without regard to religion, ethnicity. So no discrimination is allowed.
Yes, on this program yesterday, there was an APC chieftain and there was a PDP chieftain. Both of them seemingly agreed on one thing.
Yes.
And that what they agreed is that Peter Obi cannot win this election. In fact, Najetu said that if in our own senatorial district, that not a single billboard or poster of Labour Party exists.
Good. We are talking about the people being our structure. In those places she's talking about, let her recall the rallies that took place there even before we started our campaign. In all the states of the Federation, those rallies were organic, and they were Nigerian people, and they will vote for us. But most importantly, in 1984-85, President Buhari lined up 3 youths and shot them. He killed them for drug-related offenses, showing his outright hatred for drug trafficking. It will be against God for him to hand over to a man who, within that period, 1984-85, was reaching an out-of-court settlement with a court in the United States for his involvement in drug trafficking. The barons that sent those people that Buhari killed, if Buhari hands over to Tinubu, God will judge him. Because Tinubu paid $460,000 to spare his head from going to jail. What about in 1984-85? Buhari sent some politicians to hundreds of years in jail for corruption. And now Atiku has confessed that he used special purpose vehicle to create phony companies for which he paid consultancy fee, and from which the consultancy fee was paid back to them. To him, he said it openly. His voice is there.
He has not
Buhari is supposed to send him to jail. The two people that deserve the prison. I don't know what they are looking for in the presidency.
You're making this allusion to issues that are largely very controversial.
Michael
which,
Achumugu said it. Nobody has sued him for defamation, libel, or slander.
Yeah, but these are issues that
Yes.
these candidates themselves and their parties have controversially said that this does not exist. So in that sense,
Yes.
this might not be the right place
Yes.
to categorically make those an outright statement on
Atiku
those
was
ones.
asked about the issue of Achumugu by BBC. You know what he said? We've passed over that. He offered no defense. It's done on record. Has Tinubu come out to defend himself on the drug-related issues? The certified true copy of the document is there. Let the candidates come out and defend themselves. When they talked about my candidate in Pandora Papers, he came out and was interrogated, and he defended himself,
these issues
presenting all the facts.
And
he was exonerated.
My question exactly is how your candidate will win this election.
Let me tell you now in practical terms.
Now, in any sense,
Yes,
have
I told
you
you
been,
Southeast,
just a
South.
moment, have you been able to convince the Nigerian people that what your candidate will do in those campaigns that he has done?
Yes.
What kind of feeling do you think Nigerians have? Are they convinced enough to go with the message that Peter Obi had given to them on the podium to vote for him?
If Nigerians were not convinced, we wouldn't even have made any impact, because we didn't have money to give them. We only had our manifesto, which Najatu Mohammed said is the only manifesto that is convincing. The only thing she said, that it's a movement, that they don't have structure. And that is the lie that they are portraying, to see whether it can dampen the zeal of the obedience. Now, let me tell you, they told you that we have only 30,000 agents. INEC has brought out their list, official, where we have 130-something thousand agents, plus the 90-something thousand agents of ADC, which we knew before now that we are going into alliance with them. So we have 230 polling unit agents now, presently. No other party has it. Why are you still listening to the lies of these compulsive liars? I have told you that there is nothing they do except lying. They will always say my principal is a trader, and he's talking about production. You know why? They exhibit ignorance in business. I read business management as an expert. Any man that is planning for production where there is no distribution is actually destroying producers, because the production chain is only complete when there is distribution from the point of production to the point of consumption. Without it, the producer will be put in a more precarious situation. When you make eggs and nobody comes to take it, to sell it, you know what happens? The money you borrow to make that eggs, the production will be destroyed.
All right,
I know of a country, Dubai. Dubai established its own economy on trade because it's an arid country. So brilliantly they started with trade. No production. When the whole world saw the efficiency in their trade, they know that trading is a chain in production chain.
Mr. Kenneth,
the whole world is producing all their goods
wrap up
in
quickly.
Dubai.
Yeah, let's wrap up now.
Because of their trading efficiency. So
if
Nigerians have accepted our manifesto,
if your candidate
shifting emphasis from consumption to production, including trading, which ensures the distribution of the goods from the point of production to the point of consumption.
Let's quickly wrap up. My final question to you would be, if you are not able to win this election on Saturday, what would you think would have been the reason?
I told you before that the election is stolen. And it's obvious. If you
don't win.
You have seen Bola Ahmed Tinubu saying, snatch it at all costs. If he will win, will he say that? He said, fight for it at all costs. Grab it, snatch it, run with it. If Bola Tinubu knows that he will win in a fair context, will he talk about snatching it? So, anyway, let me use this opportunity to tell you that they just assassinated and killed our senatorial candidate in Enugu State by evil powers. Senatorial candidate of Enugu East, Oyibo Chukwu, he's dead. I thought they said we don't have structure. Why are they implementing what Tinubu said? Fight for it at all costs. Grab it, snatch it.
That's categorical. And
And let me use the opportunity to offer my condolences and to tell obedience that
Kenneth,
they should not back down.
Kenneth, I mean, you just make allusion to the death of someone. Mentioning another person's name.
That's what he said.
In relation to that.
No, that is what he said.
Is not.
He told his followers.
Right. No, but you can't relate with the death of your candidate.
I am not saying I'm relating it. I said this thing before, that when a leader makes such statement, even some followers that are not directly linked to him can be influenced on
it might be, what you're saying might be inciting. That's why I said we should
No.
So finally, you said if you don't win, it means it's stolen.
Yes.
Are you saying that this election will not be free and fair?
I have my
You don't
doubts.
think INEC is ready for this
Now,
election?
the intelligence that is getting to us now is telling us that the ballot paper does not have the acronyms of the parties.
But you cannot verify that.
No, that is the intelligence that is getting to us now. You won't see LP. You will just see the logo. Mama, Papa, Peking. And then, you know that PDP and APC, they have APC and PDP enshrined in their logo. So all these monkey tricks. And you know that the REC of Lagos State has said that Igbo people migrated to Lagos. And the PVCs in Oshodi Isolo have had the opportunity to call the INEC commissioner to talk with a voter there that could not find her PVC, a doctor that left her office for many times to go look for her PVC and still did not get it. And you saw the names they were calling. Chukwuemeka, Chigozie. In Lagos State, that is already rigging. I have my fears. Prophet Mahmoud, for refusing to remove the REC of Lagos State, seeing these obvious things, he's my suspect.
All right. Kenneth, we now have to leave it at that because we still have other spokespersons of other political parties to speak with on the program tonight. But thank you so much indeed. I know these are a very tense moment in our elections, but thank you so much indeed, Kenneth Okonkwo, the spokesperson of the Labour Party.